Are you looking for some of that quality outdoor decor? But you got no freaking idea where to go? Oh, come on over to Samurai Aquatics and Decor for all your outdoor decor needs. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the metaverse, do you? Yeah, just delete that. I'm still not ready, sorry. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the metaverse, do you? Or maybe some kind of crappy ramshackle building that, I don't know, needs a bit of extra spunk to it or something. And stop mucking about and get yourself over to Samurai Aquatics Discord to see all our available stock. We've got loads of different decor to spend your pretend money on. We've got saunas to fire you up and ice baths to chew you the fudge out. Literally stock coming out of our ears. Grills, swings, seating and more. So much more. And if we don't got it, give us a buzz and we could probably make it. Get yourself on over to Samurai Aquatics at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, lickety split, and gorge yourself on outdoor decor.
Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is the oldest and most exclusive and transparent no development collaborative in the Upland Metaverse. Contact Watch User Ben68 for more information. Warning: this podcast is produced by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment that contains unsolicited and heavily biased opinions which are solely the views of the individuals involved. It does not include investment advice of any kind, and you are responsible for undertaking your own financial, including tax liability research relevant to your own individual circumstances.
Taking over the Upland. Upland Development United. Total meta domination.
G'day and welcome to the UDU Podcast, Year 2, number 72. I'm Ben68. Today's show is recording live on either Tuesday the 18th or Wednesday the 19th of October, depending on where you're at. With me is the irrepressible Pixel Witch, more cheese, our legendary segment hosts, and of course a mixed bunch of riffraff from the Upland Development United Team, and of course the general Upland community members public. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on the Spotify and wondering how you yourself can get involved live, we drop the link to the Zoom within the Metaverse Ventures Entertainment server each and every Tuesday at about 6:15 p.m. UTC time. Link is in the description. Now we've got an absolute jam-packed show today, and we'll be flipping the usual format around a bit for this one so that we can squeeze in another awesome Upland community spotlight. Coming up, we'll be catching up on some contemporary crypto, Upland and NFT news and events, running through some of the highs and lows from the week that was and will be in and around the Upland Metaverse, getting the gossip on some epic stuff on the way as part of Halloween celebrations in the Creedmore node, diving into some tips for managing changes for the How to Upland segment, and as a follow-on to that, digesting the latest announcement about Neighbourhood Ratings and collection spawning for How to UDU. We'll also touch on some UDU and MVE updates, and we are announcing some massive news about the upcoming and official opening day and first wave sales for Samurai Aquatics and Decor. And of course, we'll be diving into the weekly challenge and giving away 10,000 UPEX. And one of our live participants will have their shot at the 1 million UPEX wheels. And we'll also be giving away another 10,000 UPEX from a recent challenge in the Samurai Aquatics and Decor server. As I said, an absolute jam-packed show. So let's stop mucking about and get stuck into it. How you doing this morning, Cheese Whiz?
Not bad, not bad. How about you?
I'm pretty good. Who we got in today?
Did you get any spark?
Dregs. I'm Bath, if you know what that means.
No.
Broke as you can fill in the blanks. So, no. How about yourself?
I bought one.
Oh, big spender.
Big spender. So
Nice.
now I'm up to 12.25.
Nice. So you've got enough there for when you have to run your own factory. That's good. And a little bit of change. All right, let's
Can
get
you
straight
sing
in.
that again?
What's that?
You said a little bit of change. I thought you were going to sing it.
No, I did my one singing. I'm not going to make people's ears bleed. It's a bit early in the morning for that. All right, let's get straight into the Breaking Bad news because they're like we've got a jam-packed show today, and let's have a look at what's happening in some of the crypto and Upland markets. Not going to dive into any of this too deeply because we got a lot to cover. All right, so thanks to CoinMarketCap, the global crypto market this week has a 1% boost from 924 million last week up to 932 million. And same 1% boost on the Bitcoin dominance was 39.7% up to 39.9%. The crypto coin, she's all over the place. Bitcoin's up 1%, Ethereum up 1%, and then there's a lot of downage. What's something that stands out? Ripple's down from 49 cents last week to 46 cents this week. Polygon's up 6%, was 80 cents last week up to 85. Cardano, ADA's dropped 11%, was 40 cents last week down to 36. And that's about all I'm going to touch on there. It's a bit all over the place. Now, last week when Zoe was on, she kind of hinted at maybe we can add a kind of speculative coin or something like that. And I've chosen for this week, I'll bring that up in its own thing.
Shiba.
No, not Shiba,
Oh.
although you talked about that on the Wine and Cheese show. We're going to go with Illuvium.
Okay.
Now, if you don't know, Illuvium is the native utility token for Illuvium's open world RPG adventure game. It's built on the Ethereum blockchain. It's a free-to-play NFT game where each Illuvial possesses various affinities, classes, and abilities. According to their spiel, players are able to capture, fuse, and upgrade their Illuvials to discover more powerful forms. Current market cap's $34.6 million US, circulating supply of 650,000 coins, and a max supply of 10 million. So, yeah. This chart is looking very sexy to me. It came out the box at about $400 US. We're looking at the weekly candle chart. Went up to a high of, what's that, 1,600, and it's currently down in the $53 range. So this is something that's not financial advice, of course. I haven't purchased any myself, but I will be buying a little bag of this one. Not going to dollar cost average this one, just going to buy a little bag and sit on my little bag. Anybody all into the alluvial?
No.
No. No, nothing in chat. That's all. All right, we'll go back to that. So that's all we're going to touch on for the crypto. Same again, we're going to roll through the Upland stats. Not much happening in the 90-day average stats there. 1% change up, 1% change down. And the cities are all over the shop. San Francisco down on the USD, down 15% to, was $16 last week, down to $13.97. Was 23,800, down to 22,500 UPEX. So that's taken a hit. Manhattan's down on the, it's up on the USD, was $50 last week, up to 55. And down on the UPEX was 85,000, down to 83,000. And everything else is a bit of a mixed bag. Although the Bronx, you've had a bit of a boost there, Cheese, for the Bronx.
Did they?
Yeah. You're up 7%, down 4%.
Yeah, but down in UPEX.
And Rio just can't catch a break. It's just stuck on the floor at $3 and just under 4,000 UPX. All right. That's all we're going to do. As I said, we're racing through today. Over to you, Cheese. What's happening in Upland this week?
Other than my spark, I don't know. Take it away, Uplando.
I always love those introductions. It's my favorite. Did you call her the Pixel Witch earlier? That's the first time I heard Pixel Witch. What's going on?
Irrepressible Pixel Witch, yes.
Oh, you're
Monkey Magic flashbacks, if you know that.
I do. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. Hello, everyone, and how's it going on? I am Uplando, going to give you the news and info as I know it from the metaverse of Upland. We had some really interesting things show up in the API about 3 days ago. If you looked, they did add what is the indicator for a new city or a new territory or area, whatever you want to call it. And of course, we have seen Qatar that was added in an outline. It's just east of Saudi Arabia. If you scroll out, you can go to that eastern part of the hemisphere of the United, or the actual world, and you'll see it. LaSalle is the red area that's noted on the map. It's spelled out there. You'll see Very interesting. The outline of this and the timing of this, of course, we had Dirk that went over to the World NFT gathering that was over in Dubai. So we assume that that's where this prior had manifested. If anybody was in Vegas for the official meetup that we had just this past June, I think it was, there was a moment when myself and some others were talking to Dirk, and he said he made mention of a phone call that he actually had from that part of the world. We didn't know it then, but we know it now to be possibly that communication that started way back then. So could this have been the partnership that started at that point? We don't know. However, there is a couple firsts in Upland. Number one, this is the first time we have seen a player block explorer show up in an outline of what would otherwise be, like we said, a city or a territory. Woodwork is this player. The player dropped on the board, has one of the default block explorers. They bought properties over in Detroit and in the Bronx, and they had done some building. It looks like they built in both Detroit and in the Bronx area. So very interesting. I believe Highland Park is an area in Detroit where they are at. And it's an interesting area. Cheese will have to help me out. Starts with an S, Simtar, something like that in the Bronx is where that player,
Scimitar?
yeah, is where I believe that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you do look the player up, they are owner of 5 properties, but they have 90 spark.
Wow.
So that's quite a bit, not just a little drop in the bucket. That puts them in the top 5 to 10 ownership of spark in the game. Of course, Abdullah being number 1. And interestingly enough, Bacchio has a lot of spark. Have you seen that? Bacchio 1? Holy smokes.
Yes, him and Brabant, they're maniacs for spark treasure hunting.
It's absolutely astounding as much spark as they have. That is the big one. The first, as we said, we don't know what's going to come of this. Is it a partnership? And this could be the first time, this is complete speculation, that they might actually, as in Upland being they, partner with an area of the world and potentially have quite a few of these properties that were locked. We've never seen this before. It's speculation that that might happen and be a very limited number of properties that they open up, maybe 20, 30,000 at the most, for all of us just lowly Uplanders that play the game nibble by nibble, as Ben would put it. So that's what we're looking at. We do have, finally, we will have the last of the 7 that are known to be MetaVenturists. We had seen BDAG over in Fresno finally get his showroom. I believe that's going to open up in the next couple of days. But we also have a MetaVenturist, first time ever going to be in the Upland Cafe Voice channel tonight, 7 p.m. PT. And they will be giving away a Decor. They're going to be telling you their adventure, what they've gone through, all the goodies. So it'll be very interesting to see. I love the puppet making the just the movements, as it were. So any questions from there, I'll take them, but that's the update in Upland.
All right. Oh, well, I got a question for you. There's been a lot of talk about how the Block Explorer market got flooded with all of those Halloween Block Explorers. Have you seen any negative effects or positive on your end?
I think what you look at in terms of where there are these flood of block explorers was, I looked at it as having those who had gotten in the game and not having that Series 1 Spirit Halloween legits that were offered as a Series 2. This was kind of supplemental to that. Now, there was some fumble that had gone on. Specifically so, they changed around some of the block explorers. Jackie Sai was going to be a featured artist, yet to be featured. They were supposed to have a one-of-one Jackie artwork, piece of art that went into these bundles. It was somewhat of an incentive for me to purchase a little bit more than I would normally have done. So they did not follow through with that. They're going to offer the one-of-one in an event hopefully coming up. But yes, there were thousands, the most of ever that I've seen of a block explorer produced, 2,600 plus on these bazaars that had went out. And the Eldritches were a little bit more limited, about 166 of those for the highest level of rarity, and then about 500 of the middle level of rarity. But for block explorer shops, It's the lowest I've ever seen these blocky spores go on the open market. It is plummeting the price of these as they come onto the market. But if you want a good, reasonably priced Halloween costume for your blocky spore, get over there and patronize your blocky spore shops and grab one.
Where would we go? You're saying get over there. Where would the best place to go be?
You know, the best place to go just happens to be Fresno, California, of course. That's where you can find Uplando's blocky spore shop. We do have some really great reasonable prices over there. There are some very, very limited blocky spores. We have a full range from directors. We've got one of the Terraformer machine heads that are over there. It's a closer mint, very reasonably priced. It depends on where you want to be in your level of blocky spore purchase and what you want. Old school from all the way back in the day, all the way to new school blocky spores. DM me if you have any questions.
Alrighty, thank you, Uplando. Now, this is normally where we throw over to the legits news, but we don't have anybody for legits. So if you got a line on somebody who wants to take over the legit segment, let us know. So skipping that, we'll move straight on to the Upland Puppet with the node report. Are you there, mate?
Hello, and good afternoon, morning, and evening. Let's see, this week I took a stroll by Holliswood in Queens. It was quite a lovely little treat. They treated me very well over there. Radish Head owns that node, and let's see, we've got some of the key players over in this area are Human Simulation, and if I mess up your name, I'm sorry. Monopoly Mike, and Michalowski, I think it is, Blansky, and let's see. And now I got some info on some of the other key players. Matsudo R, he did a lot of work designing racetracks and getting them approved. You got HH Toy Boy. I love these names, man. Factory, he's got a factory and showroom. Ownership revenue split between Radish Head and HH Toy Boy. I guess they're doing that project together. You got Legend Reality. It's another showroom there. Maybe there's going to be some racing themed decor down the road a bit. And I do have a lot of info on this one today. Some of the current features they have going on in this node. There's some eye-catching red and white themed colors they have on the buildings, which if you take a view over there, it's actually one of the more uniformed neighborhoods in Upland. It is pretty striking when you take a peek. I'm interested to see what that's going to look like with some racetracks later on with all the similar colors. There are 3 verified tracks there as of now with the Upland Racing League. Majority of the roads are naturally curved, which you guys probably know Radish Head talks about a lot. He talks about the nice neighborhoods being in the curved roads, and that seems to prove true when I take a look. Let's see, it's uniquely suited for racing in New York. There's regular giveaways to exclusive Holliswood residents and incentives to build structures. Future plans they have over there. They want to develop a Discord server into a more organized structure with some property registration, resident lists, fully documented strategies, and maybe a Discord manager. I guess they don't have one of those yet. So if you are looking to do Discord managing, reach out to Radish Head. They work to attract businesses in Hollywood, my bad. They study upcoming features being added to Upland and consider how to integrate those into their neighborhood. Kicking off Holliswood exclusive lines of decor via their factories and showrooms. Stats for the numbers of properties and percentages developed they have right now are 850 properties total. 287 completed so far, leaving them at a 34% complete ratio. Let's see, and they're giving away 40K UPEX to a random resident when they hit the 40%. That was something I was asked to drop in here. Plus 50K when they hit the 50, 60, etc. on. They're going to take care of some people over there. The floor prices I just checked before the show are 52 USD, currently sitting at 82 UPEX. So I did want to add that. I want to try to get some of the nodes in here that are relatively lower priced at this point, because I tried to think of what I'd like to see listening or tuning into the show as a new Uplander. And that I would like to see where I could get involved with a community where I'm not breaking my first bank there. Currently focusing on their build percentage. And if the percentage keeps increasing without the movement in the floor price, Radish Head tends to grab and complete some long-term valuable plays. There, you can find Radish Head on YouTube under Upland Analysis. So I'm a big fan of the show. They've got a lot of useful information on there. And that's about it. So yeah, guys, check out Holliswood. And I did grab a spot there myself.
Nice. It sounds like you're
sign off.
That's well, maybe we can throw over to Marty D. What does he think about Redished and Hollis
Oh,
Wood?
come on, I gotta get this guy. You know, he's taking a nap because we had a lot of rain here recently. Hey, Marty, they want you. Wait, no, I'm not coming on here. No, I'm sick of this crap. They use me. Hello? Hello, yeah, what do you want?
What do you think about
Buddy?
what do you think about Radished's Hollis Wood node?
Oh, I love that place, man. Every time I go through there, I think of Fraggle Rock with all the radishes popping up out of the ground. I wish I could pick them and consume them and run for the doors.
Man, I love that show. What were the things that lived in the trash pile? I used to love those things.
Oh, Madam Trash Heap.
Yeah.
The wisdom of Madam Trash Heap and her two rats that were her.
Yes. Fraggle Rock. My gosh, that's a throwback. All right. Moving on. Thank you for that.
Sorry about that.
All good. Are you there, Dak? What's been happening in URL cars and with racing this week?
Hello, hello. So racing has gotten a big boost. In terms of the idea of community racing, and you've heard me talk a lot about community racing and how that is different than just what Upland has in their app. Well, throughout this crazy idea to a couple of people, and those couple of people turned it into a bigger crazy idea, which turned it into a bigger crazy idea. And now I'm happy to announce we are going to be putting on, as part of URL and a lot of communities, and I'm going to share my screen real quick. Am I sharing? Let me share. Can you guys, can you see it?
Yes.
All right. So the community of Upland brings you Creedmore Halloween Race Spooktacular. Yes, it will actually happen on Halloween, October 31st. It's a Monday. Just kind of worked out that way, which is actually great. You'll see why. The event is being sponsored by Creedmore, of course, Upix World, the URL, the Board Uplander Club, and Toss Shack Designs. And we have Jacqueline here today to also help us talk about this, because she was one of the folks that I tapped to say, hey, what do you think of this? Her and VS86 really kind of got into it, and that led to bringing other people on. So, Shaq, are you on? Or did we lose her?
Sure. I was hoping this was going to be the first episode of the Shaq and Dak show.
It's so exciting to show what we can do when we work together as a community, and also do perpetual good through the metaverse for the real world. And those two things are really important to me. And I love it when our communities work together. So yeah, this will be a charity event. Tickets will be auctioned in 4 servers. The top 3 bidders in each server will win entry into the race. The money from the bids will go to the child. Oh, great.
The Child Mind Institute. I actually have it up on the screen.
Good job. The Child Mind Institute, which helps children and families who are struggling with mental illness and learning disorders.
Yeah. And actually, what's kind of cool about that was that we're working with an organization called endowment.org. They actually help nonprofits and people in crypto, web, NFT kind of space kind of come together. And so we are going to auction these through Wax, and all of the Wax, we're not going to have to worry about translating the Wax into cash and this and that. Endowment is going to take care of everything. It's going to be on the blockchain. It's transparent, and everyone will be able to see the donations and all of the transaction functions and everything. So it really is a great way to kind of create that transparency. And that what I'm really looking forward to is the idea of play to earn communities being able to use something like endowment.org to actually fuel their charity work. Yesterday, we actually had them on talking about this event and talking about what they do in general. And Woodhood, for example, being able to use them for their autism. Uplando being able to use them for his Children's Burn Center hospital in Kansas City, right? So things like that. Sorry, Shaq, I got excited about talking about that. Go ahead.
No, thank you. That was great. So where was I? Okay.
Yeah, so I have the events prior to race day.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I don't know if you can see. Can you see the screen that's being shared?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Prior to
yeah, right
race.
now we're talking about these two things, and you in particular will be on Atomic Hub Twitter Space.
Yes, I will be presenting on the Atomic Hub Twitter space, Women on the Block, talking about Halloween in the metaverse. And I will be focusing on what communities can achieve when they come together, offering their unique skills and talents toward a common cause in the metaverse, and focusing on perpetual good in the metaverse, how we can use the metaverse to do good in the real world perpetually. So perpetually, that ties in with our auction. So when the top 12 bidders will get a space in the race, and they automatically will get a custom level 2 car skin, which can be used in Epic's World experiences, the applicable experiences.
Yeah.
Now, what TML has planned with these is that every time the skin is used as an in-app purchase, so transfers hands in the L2, a portion, go ahead, Dak.
Yeah, what's interesting about this is the idea that what Upix World is going to do is, instead of just having it as an NFT that someone can win and have a cool little NFT, one of the things that we've talked about a lot is how NFTs can actually continue to do good. And Upix World is creating this concept of the IAP, in-app purchases, and using digital assets. But what's great about it is that it's a digital asset, not an NFT. So someone who has the NFT will be able to pretty much lease the rights or kind of give privileges to someone to use the digital asset in the one of the Upix experiences for purchase. Now, what that does is it creates an economic model where there's going to be continuous buying of these assets, and the NFT owner will get benefit from that. But more importantly, one of the things that Thank Me Later and the Upix World team has done is they're going to actually connect that perpetual purchasing of those digital assets to continuously give to the Child Mind Institute. So it's one, it actually brings the winners of these NFTs into Upland's economic kind of model. And we've always talked about how URL was kind of the idea behind it, was that it would be a marketplace that would help kind of increase the power of racing economics. This is one example of where it's not necessarily having to be in Upland and having an asset, but actually being able to use assets that are associated with Upland to generate revenue for you associated with racing. So that's really kind of cool.
Yeah, so it does good perpetually.
And talking about that, I run a show on Mondays that's Perpetual Good in the Metaverse. I run, it happens at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And it's on a Monday, which happens to be Halloween. And so Shaq and I will be talking about our kind of mission from start to finish, the pitfalls, the lessons learned, what we kind of learned on how we kind of went through this experience. We'll be talking about that in the Twitter space. So hopefully you guys can join. And right after that, it just happens that Upix World does a Twitch stream on Mondays at 6 p.m. So guess what happens right after the Perpetual Good? We go straight to race day. And the 12 winners of the NFTs will compete in 3 heats. Pretty much 2 preliminary heats for identifying the top 6 players, and then a final heat where the top 6 players will compete against each other. And yes, there are 6 players racing through Creedmore with the Halloween ornaments up and everything else, the spooky kind of environment, and racing through Creedmore. And the top 6 winners will kind of race. This is RNG to kind of keep it in line with what Upland is doing. Again, always trying to connect what Upland is, the blending of layer 1 and layer 2. And but what's great about this is in the future, we could actually use this experience as where you could drive your own car through Creedmore. So that'd be kind of cool. And then after the race, there will be the UpX World Halloween after party on the UpX World Discord. So it is kind of full on spooktacular. It's not just one event, it is a big event. And I do want to kind of give a shout out. The auction, that's where the board Uplander Club really kind of came in, and they got some amazing artists to come in and do these unique NFT tickets for the event. And those NFTs are pretty amazing. And some of the artists you guys will know.
And yeah, they did an amazing job. They are really cool, unique, one-of-one NFTs. So the winner of each auction, the 12 winners at auction will each automatically walk away with a unique one-of-one NFT designed by these Board Uplander Club artists, as well as the custom level 2 car skin. And Dak, we wanted to mention that you don't need to own a car.
Yes. Okay, so how frustrated, I mean, Ben, I think you and I have been frustrated. More cheese, I don't know if you were very interested in racing, but we were frustrated we could not get a damn car. Well, guess what? You don't need a car to race in this event. We will be using Thank Me Later's R1s that he's purchased. So pretty much this is going to be an example of how his layer 1 assets are going to be used in a layer 2 experience where you do not need to own the layer 1 asset. Boom, boom, boom. All right. This is a quick kind of like, as you can see, the amount of prizes that first place, second place, and third place get is ridiculous. I mean, I think we did first place. It was well over $800 worth of prizes, probably more if you factor in that the lifetime VIX is $9.99 a month. Most likely something like that. So it's crazy. Creedmore properties obviously are in demand. So it's been really kind of cool to kind of get all this. The Genesis ornament and the Uncanny VEs from Toss Shack. So a lot of different things, and just kind of visual representation, you start to see kind of all of the different prizes that first place, second place, and third place will get. People were saying, when are we going to have the big events with the big prizes? Well, here you are.
And there's a Vox merchant pack, a rare Vox merchant pack that the Board Uplander Club donated as well for first place.
Yeah, right there in that corner, right there. So it really is. I mean, it started with me talking to Creedmore a little bit, and then it just expanded, and we needed an auction, and I knew Board Uplander Club and Metaverser had been doing auction stuff. So I'm like, hey, dude, can you help us with that? And he jumped in, and then the UpX team. I mean, the names that have been involved: Land for Land, Slav. I mean, I want a list of all of the names so that I can give them credits. You know, when you roll the credits and you just see all the names, it's like that. I mean, it's over 18 people easily involved in making this happen. So why we did it? Community. We wanted to put on an event for the community and demonstrate that what is possible when communities work together. This is an experiment to see kind of what happens. Wanted to obviously do it around racing. And this is an example of the difference between community racing versus just racing in general. Charity. I've met so many players in Upland and through the different shows that I do that really do care about nonprofits and charity work. And so it was nice to be able to do something that we can give back. And then, because we can, the idea is that, you know, this concept of collaboration and being able to accomplish user created content or user generated content, and seeing the community come together and kind of figure out what is, you know, what does it take to get racing to the next level? How do we bring racing together? And all of these tracks that are being created in URL, what are they for? And so this is just a taste and a sample, an experiment for us to see what we need to do better, what will work, what won't work. And just bringing this many people together to begin with has been an amazing feat of community. Jack?
Yeah, no, you said it exactly. I just, I love the Upland community. There isn't like one node that is better than another node. We are all one community, and we each have things that we are really good at. So why not come together and give a shared project our best? And it's inspiring, and I think we can do a lot of good if we move forward through the metaverse with that feeling of just being one community that all wants to build and create and do good things in the metaverse and in the world. So I'm really inspired. It's been so much fun, and I can't wait. I can't wait for this event to take place.
Now, I'll just
Me either.
interject there. Sorry. Coy in chat has asked, he said he missed the beginning. Wax is the entry fee, but how do you enter? Through Discord?
So what's going to happen, the winners of the entry tickets, right? So the NFTs and the auctions that we're going to do in the different Discord servers. So starting tomorrow, you will be able to start bidding on the first 3 entry tickets on the Creedmore server. And Ben, we actually have a write-up we can give to you so you can put it into your notes and stuff. But you'll be able to start bidding in Creedmore. From Creedmore, we'll go to UpX World. From UpX World, we'll go to Board Uplander Club, and then we'll end it in the last 3 days with URL. And so once you have your ticket, that ticket will know who the individuals are. Those individuals will receive a invitation link where they will be able to go for race day on Twitch.
Nice.
And they will be able to kind of participate through that.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, I'm sure if you have any other follow-up questions, yeah, hit Dak or Shaq up and you can go from there.
And then I just want to say this was done by Chi-Town NFT. He did the little poster for us, so big shout out to him too. I'm telling you that the Shaq, I mean, the list of people who've been involved in creating art or being a part or making the technology possible. Grimwald, I mean, it's like you just throw a name out there and they probably have some indirect connection kind of thing.
I was going to say it, but I love that artwork. It looks amazing.
Yeah, he did a good job with it, and we're excited about the whole thing. It's just fun to see everyone coming together.
It really is. It's been amazing. It's going to be amazing.
So thank you, everyone. This is where the first time we are talking about the whole thing as a whole. So hopefully it resonates. And will people bid? That's the question. Like, we're hoping to generate some good funds for the Child Mind Institute. We'll see.
All righty. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
yes, so that does involve Wax. Now, speaking of Wax, we're going to head on over to the NFT News Drop It Like It's Hot segment. Joe and Rob, are you there, boys?
Yeah.
What do we got this week?
All right. Yeah, I think that's awesome. The charity stuff. Congratulations, guys. Glad to see all these people coming together to do such positive work, man. All right. So welcome to the 5th installment of
Drop It Like It's Hot.
I hope everyone had a good weekend.
So yesterday, the 17th of October at 1700 UTC or 9 a.m. PST, we had Clash Dome, who dropped their Gamerism NFT badges. And you can probably get a decent deal on those. It just came out yesterday. So pretty much in Clash Dome, you wager wax against other players to earn money by playing numerous skill-based games. The Gamerism badge, which blesses you with true enlightenment and the power of the ancient gamerists. Or that's what the fortunes told. Back to you, Joe.
All right, I'm covering Funko, the Halloween series drop. It just happened. I totally failed and didn't get it. It sold out before I could get anything. So Ben, you're gonna have to FOMO in. So hopefully you're plugging your ears again. We have the digital pop packs again, standard packs with 5, premium packs with 15 at $9.99 and $29.99 respectively. There was about 19,000 of each. And again, they got the redeemable Funko Pops. They had Invisible Freddy, $999. Krampus Freddy, $1,550. But this one kind of bugs me because Krampus is a Christmas thing. So I don't know why they included it. But anyways, they have Phantom Freddy. They have 1,550 of those. And that's like Phantom of the Opera. They had a Reaper Freddy, 1,550 of those. And a Space Zombie Freddy, 1,550 of those. Jack-o'-lantern Freddy, 3,000 of those. And that one's pretty much the coolest. So I think it's great that they have the most of that one. I don't know what's up with this Freddy guy. I guess he's like their mascot. And I don't know if I'm just too old to get it. But yeah, I don't know if anyone knows Freddy and I just am out of the loop or what.
Anyway, Galleria is up next. Also coming in today at 1400 UTC, 6 a.m. PST. So that's pretty fresh. We talked about them last week. If you remember the magical kitty cat, which resembles our latest structure ornament in Upland. Well, I think Joe and I actually bought 2 pretty cool Frankenstein NFTs. It's from the artist Lost A's. The new one looks, but there's a new one out, and it's like a colorful version of the Hellraiser Pinhead figure, which I like. I've been rocking that on Discord a few days now.
All right. Okay. So at 1900 UTC, Avalon releases a set, and that's going to be later today. Releases a set amount of Land and Homes. Orale Homes. This is a game by Danu Games. It's play to earn RPG fantasy open world. They do multiplayer raids, lands, guild wars, and NFT rentals. It's on Polygon, Ethereum, Wax, and BSC, which I think is pretty awesome. It utilizes 4 blockchains and their respective tokens. I really like the cross-chain stuff. I'm not much of a gamer, but hopefully Cheese or one of the other hardcore gamers can fill us in, whether it's good or not. Seems fairly early.
Tanglers Draconis.
That's our guild. That's our guild.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Right.
me and Dak are like playing with adult money over there. I see a lot of good future prospects.
Awesome. That's what I was about to say. So it seems fairly early and could be a possible win if you get involved. But obviously do your own research. But it sounds like, both Cheese and Dak are smart. So it sounds like this could be a good road to go down.
And if you want to do your own research, but better, we actually interviewed him on the Wine and Cheese show. I met him in DigiCon and brought him on the show, and he gives a lot of great information, and you can get to his Discord, Avalon the Druid, from that episode.
Cool. I'm going to check it out. How long ago was that one?
A month ago?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was a while back.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, Rob.
Yeah. Here's a quick list of some other mentionable drops. 1600 UTC 8 a.m. We got Crypto Chibi are back with their collector edition Gorilla coming out, which is probably going to be epic.
Okay, yeah. And then I think this is on Thursday. We've got 8 a.m. California time. Corporate World dropped their hard-boiled Infernals packs.
And then lastly, I believe it's Saturday at UTC, 12 p.m. Tales of the Crypto round out the week with a mystery drop.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for this latest edition of
Dropped it like it's hot. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Nice. Thank you, boys. I missed out on screen sharing some of those projects. I was catching up on some stuff, scrambling on the back end. But all the links for all of those will be in the description. All right. Speaking of the Wine and Cheese Show, for episode 55, we were taking a bit of a break with interviews for a while, and it'll just be Cheese and I flapping our yaps with our very biased opinions to continue delivering the worst show ever. That's not to say we won't be doing any interviews. So if you've got a line on something or someone that you think would fit in with our particular brand of nonsense, send Cheese a DM. She loves those. As part of episode 55, we released the clips. Bah! You just can't make this shit up. Hyped up metaverses, ghost towns, and hold on to your butts. If it's not painfully obvious, I'm having all sorts of mad fun entertaining myself and giggling like an idiot when it comes to getting thumbnails and putting titles together for those little,
Ben,
what do we call them? Snack size?
What was that noise you just did? I thought one of the birds got in the house and bit you in the butt.
Yes, the bahaha. Yes.
Ah.
So yeah, we are kind of just taking a bit of a break for a while. But like I said, we will do some other interviews as they come up. We're just not going to be basing the show around that. All right, here we go for time. Oh, we got heaps of time. That's good. Now this is, well, at least for Cheese, D-Tech and myself, this is pretty massive news. If you didn't already see, there was a blast just got put out before that. And Upland, I mentioned it earlier too, that a bunch of the other showrooms for outdoor decor have opened. For us, that is a soft opening. Now we're trying to get the word out. If you go over to the Samurai Aquatics showroom at 30 Aqua Vista Way, it looks like there's a whole bunch of inventory for sale, but we are not officially open. So yeah, try to get the word out that we're not open yet. I know, D-Tech, are you on? Are you on? I saw you jumped in. And Cheese is here. So
I am on.
Yes, he's on. So we got the three amigos here. Now Shaq was the only one. She got a bit of a sneak peek at this. So I'll just zoom up. This is what we got going on here. So yes, while our showroom is kind of open at the moment, it's not officially open. We're going to have a grand opening sale on Saturday, the 12th of November. So that's PT date. So it'll be the Sunday the 13th for Southern Hemisphere, myself and NFT Architect and fellow Australians and whatnot. We did talk internally about this. We're going to release in two waves. So wave one will be at 11 a.m. PT on Saturday the 12th, and wave two will be at 7 p.m. PT. So that just kind of allows for, you know, people across different time zones and whatnot to get in and take a look and hopefully get hold of some of our outdoor decor. What's happened? I can't see. I'm on the screen share.
I had to scroll down on my list of videos. I saw an NFT Architect go, "What are you doing, T-Tech?"
I'm presenting.
Yeah, you did a good job there, Vanna.
So what do we got for sale here, Cheese, in these first two waves?
My jokes aren't dropping. The seating with table, which is really nice, kind of like a modern casual. I call it the Fallout 4 look because I know the couches in there kind of look like that. And then you have the really nice fancy fire pit with seating and the nice pillows there that has, you know, some of my textures on it, which is awesome.
Absolutely. Now, why are we delaying our opening for pretty much almost a month? Well, there's a few reasons for that. Number one is there's so much happening in
I
and
thought
around.
you were asking me.
Oh, I thought you finished. Sorry. Well, take it away.
I was gonna say aliens, but you messed it up. Go ahead, Ben.
So why are we delaying our opening? Yeah, because first of all, we don't want to open the doors and then everything's sold out in like 5 minutes. You know, we want to have a decent amount of stock there to be able to sell so that hopefully, potentially anybody that wants to get one of these has the chance. Like if we were to open today and just put up like 10 items, chances are they'll just get gobbled up straight away, and it'll kind of leave a bad taste in everyone's mouth. And we want to give people plenty of time to, you know, save up, be able to travel to San Francisco to get there and whatnot. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot of events happening around Halloween and that as well. So we will, I guess we're going to have to wait and see when this Dubai is going to drop. Be kind of funny if that's going to be Monday the 13th or so, sorry, Monday the 14th or something. We did try and put it out there so it gives a little bit of extra time. So yeah, we're aiming to have about 80 of each model manufactured for 80 opening day, and there'll be equal amounts and types for sale in both the Wave 1 and Wave 2 releases. DTech, did you want to say anything about our opening day?
Of course, it's going to be great. I you know, in the beginning, we all pictured that we'll have like everything up for sale, but yeah. So
yeah,
2 items is good.
Yeah, with the manufacturing bottlenecks, it doesn't make sense. Like we have, I just submitted 5 more models last night. So I think, what's that? What are we up to now? 17 submitted models or something?
18.
18, yeah. Now, if we try to manufacture all of these at once, you know, we're going to be putting stuff up for sale in dribs and drabs. What we're going to be doing is only selling items in waves. Essentially, that kind of goes with our whole terminology. So these first 2 waves are going to be the outdoor seating. We will run a survey within the Samurai Aquatics and Decor server to see which of the other items people potentially would want to get hold of next. And then, of course, we'll have a bit of a down period and manufacture those like crazy to get a bit of a stock up. And then, you know, again, we'll announce another sale and that sort of thing. Now, we will be having a pre-sale test, maybe a few days prior to this official opening, just to test out all the UI. And it seems currently it's a bit of a clunky process to list items. I know some of the other outdoor decor people are having wheels of death and this, that, and the other thing. And unfortunately, there's no way to list bulk things for sale. You literally have to go in within the UI and click on individual mints and put the price in and list for sale. So I don't know, it's going to be a bit clunky. So we will run a bit of a test. So keep your peepers out for that. Saturday, the 12th of November. Now, if you're wondering what some of our other prices are, then you have a look at this chart here. So we've got, what have we got? We've got a low is the outdoor sauna. That's 21,000 UPEX, and the high is the seating fire pit at 30,000. So that prices our full first 10-piece set at 261,000 UPEX. We didn't just pull these prices out of our butts. Cheese, did you want to speak to the process of how we came up to these?
Nah, you got this.
Oh boy. If you want to check that out fully, there is all the details within the Samurai Aquatics and Decor server. Basically, we priced in the spark hours that takes to manufacture, and we also priced in the human hours. Like some of them were pretty quick to knock up, and some of them just took an extraordinary amount of time, with DTech literally removing triangles one at a time on the back end. DTech, did you want to speak about that kind of process, the differentiation in prices?
Yeah, sure. It's just mostly it's about spark hours, but also we looked at how much time it took on each one to make and added like one, I think, was it 1 to 3,000? So not a lot, but like just some models took, you know, like a few days, some took weeks, and then coming back and re-editing. And this is not counting how much time we had to redo stuff because of my lack of experience and also lack of, you know, details from Upland. Like it was changing, like slowly shifting, and we had to redo stuff. And anyways, it doesn't matter. So mostly it's spark because, you know, we still don't understand. We tried how the spark hours work. Like basically we want to plan models that are, take up less spark and we could put at cheaper prices. And so we thought maybe metal is more expensive than something else. And we still can't figure it out. Like we were just breaking our heads. And there's no like rules regarding that, right? I mean, they don't tell us. So.
Not that we know of yet. Yeah, maybe if we get some more models, we might be able to work it out. But yeah, it's definitely a tricky one.
But
Yes,
yeah,
or-
we tried to keep everything like close together. So some are actually cheaper than they should be. Some are a little more, but we're trying to keep it like, somewhere centered in the middle, so they're not too far from each other.
Absolutely. Now, I have been getting a lot of DMs ongoing saying, I want to reserve a 10-piece set. Yeah, if you can get the word out too of people, there's no functionality within the UI to reserve sales for individual people. That is coming, but until that comes through, it's such of a laborious pain in the butt to deal with burners and transfers and this, that, and the other thing. So we're not reserving any items at present unless it's those first 10 mints. So yeah, it will be just up for general sale on Saturday the 12th. So like I said, keep up to date with everything that's going on there. Jump on into the Samurai Aquatics and Decor server. We're stoked to be able to open, and we can't wait to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, moving on to the wine of the week. Oh boy, dead mutilated baby structure ornaments for Halloween. Are you serious, Upland? Who the hell signed off on this distasteful nonsense? You got some serious issues. Anybody want to chime in on the what I described, I think on the One and Two show, was lumps of baby flesh thrown on the roof?
Now, don't get me wrong. I love me some lumps of baby flesh, but maybe put some stuff that let me know that it's baby flesh, like a little baby melted face in there, or like a finger sticking up, a toe. I want some substance to my baby skin flesh stuff.
I think it might have been the Elderidge version of it. There was one version there where it has the little baby head.
Yeah, that one I like.
Yeah.
I think the issue with that is they didn't put images on what we would get if it was the uncanny version. And so when I saw what came to me, it just looked like a blob and not worth what we paid for.
Yeah, compared to last year's ones, just woeful, really. I mean, wow.
But we did get an update to say that people who got that would get an additional ornament.
Absolutely. Now that's a good segue to our win of the week. Yes, as Jazz has said, free ornaments are on the way for everyone who primarily purchased one of said dead mutilated baby structure ornaments. I got 18 of the horrid lumps of flesh, so I should be getting 18 freebies. Winning. And well done, Upland. I think that is an appropriate and appreciated response to what is and was a fairly horrid situation.
Hopefully they'll come up with a better blob than the original one.
Yes. New and improved human baby flesh blobs. Let's see what they come up with. What is NFT Architects said he's got 11 on the way too. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Shaq's hoping for a better version of a mutilated baby. Yes. Wow.
She said hoping for a better mutilated baby. The one she got is not good.
No.
You need to go mutilate another one and deliver it to her ASAP.
Need some pixel witch magic sprinkled over it.
The one I heard which was disturbing was baby biopsy.
Oh yeah, it's just
it's just
wow.
I think it might have been Lily, the moderator was saying, some of the imagery and some of the way people were talking about it could have been a bit triggering to people as well. It's just a really horrid.
I'm a dark person and I put my foot in my mouth a lot.
Yeah.
But this is even dark for me.
Oh no, I think we've just broken Kachow. He said in chat all this time he thought it was bubblegum. Oh no. don't know what sort of bubblegum
You
you
could
chew.
chew it either
Yeah.
way.
Yes, as NFT architect said, so many layers of wrong. I think that's a good way to wrap that up. Yes. So.
Did you come on video just to make that face at me?
I wanted to say, like, I don't get how that goes with the theme of Upland at all.
No.
It's,
You know what it does do though? It gives us free reign with outdoor decor to just
That's
go
what
buck
I
wild.
said.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I said.
Absolutely. So
Oh.
we'll see how we go. All right, Cheese, moving on. Is there anything happening in Bronxdale this week? What's the goss?
We finished a big apartment building from someone named Quick Flip. I know he's someone else, but that'll be hush hush. And someone else finished. I had staked on Finsky and a Bloodless, but we took off for the picture, and I'll put that back on sometime today. That should be done in like another few days or so.
Awesome.
Moving on up.
All right, as far as Midtown Terrace goes, we just had the sneak peek that it looks like, what was it, Qatar's on the way, and there's all sorts of stuff. But I just started another contract with UCC for 30 builds along Aqua Vista Way. So I'm well and truly in the red again as far as my account goes. I got to thank Mass Chef, Dak, and everybody at the UCC team. They do an amazing job. I literally just sent Mass a DM and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Can you give me a quote? He had the full quote to me, lickety split, and, and off we went. So that's 30 builds for that contract. There is another 18 or so that I'm hoping to also have up by the end of the year. And with what's already under construction from other UDU members and various people, that should take us up over 600 builds, which will equate to a bit over 75% built out, which will be pretty cool, I think. See how we go. What's going on? And Finsky is doing 100% and fire emojis in chat. Yes. So we'll see how we go there. Now, moving on to the How Do You Use segment for this week, I've put that down as neighborhood ratings and collection spawning, like basically neighborhood ratings, and the idea of neighborhood spawned collections was what kickstarted Upland Development United and the whole node process and everything like that. It all started from that little bit of a tidbit of information that we had in one of the very early posts from Upland. There was a lot of information in the Reddit post that's got a lot of people scratching their head, and there's been a lot of debates and chat within the UDU server, various other servers, within the Reddit post itself, and also within the UCN channel and this, that, and the other place. So it's good to see that it's out there and getting talked about. I will bring this up because it's quite important that we go to the primary source. So yeah, why they chose to do Reddit, I'm not sure. They seem to be pushing Reddit. I've used Reddit from way back when, the game development days, but I hate Reddit. It's just a nightmare. But it is what it is. So the Upland post was, what the hell are neighborhood ratings? And then they run through a whole list of things. What was most important to everybody was, so how do we create value as far as spawning the actual collection? And there was 5 points here that they touched on. So the first point was dedicated spark hours for building structures per property. So I don't know, did anyone want to chime in there on what that means or could mean? Feel free to jump on here. This isn't just for me to run my mouth. I've been running my mouth off here, there, and everywhere. So if you've got something to say about any of this, jump in. No. So basically, with dedicated spark hours, we were unsure if this was going to include, existing spark hours or future spark hours. Basically, it appears that it's going to include everything encompassing. So all of the spark hours that have been used for building structures, ornaments, anything to do with what's being developed in the node. It's a tricky one because one of the points I raised is that this has a finite limit to it. You know, there are limits here, that there is only so much property that can be developed. There's a limit to how much outdoor decor can be put on per property. So it seems like we're all racing towards a final number. And then the way the rating system works out that they're putting together, your percentage will actually start to drop, and you will lose your neighborhood, what are they, like rarity level, like limited and all that sort of stuff. Now, I'm not going to dive into all of that because there's so many details with all of that stuff there. You can check out this Reddit post to dive into that more yourself. Number of residents with a designated home address per property. That's a pretty good one. That's going to see which areas are the most active. It is a bit tricky that, you know, so many of us now are involved in so many different projects. It would be great if we could nominate one residential home address in each individual city. Cheese, I see you got your hand up.
With the dividends dropping on a regular basis and going to be basically closer and closer to like not even worth it, why are we even caring about becoming a collection?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of the early gloss or the carrot, I guess. A lot of the shine has been taken off with this announcement.
So will it be like more of a gloating kind of thing, or hey, look, I have this title?
Potentially. I mean, you know, it will be cool. Like if you can develop your node or your neighborhood to the point where it reaches ultra rare status, I mean, that's pretty epic unto itself. But that's, once you hit that goal, the only way is down. Now, some people love that aspect of it that I've been chatting to. They love that there is kind of a goal that you can eventually work towards. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it is very much a kind of, I don't know, a chest thumping kind of deal. It was pretty eye-opening to see when this kind of neighborhood versus neighborhood, because I mean, we assumed that we were going to be getting a kind of set level of like milestones we needed to reach. And then once we reach those, your neighborhood collection would spawn and then you could upgrade it. We had no idea that this was going to be a neighborhood versus neighborhood kind of battle, basically. So that's an aspect that came out of left field. Although looking back, as far as, you know, the Spud Wars and what happened in various things, it seems like that's the angle Upland has been kind of subtly pushing for a while. I personally really dislike that neighborhood versus neighborhood aspect of it. You know, you only have to listen to the way Dak and Shaq were talking about, you know, communities, neighborhoods, different projects getting together, working together. And that's what started nodes. Like the term node was started by myself and another player who had individual neighborhood projects in San Francisco coming together, finding ways to work together, collaborate together. And that's the same now with Cheese and, you know, Aquatics and Musita and everybody in Uplando, everybody that has a UDU node. We're all about helping each other. Well, essentially with this system, we're going to be pitted against each other. You know, we're going to be fighting against each other. And like I said, it was pretty eye-opening to see the shield banging and the drum beating and the foaming of the mouths that kind of kicked off in a lot of different servers where people just looking, you know, already discussing how can we go and sabotage other projects to try and boost our own. I mean, to me, that goes against everything that nodes were created for. I don't know. So we'll see. Number of meta ventures per property. Now, Finsky rates this is one of the biggest, stickiest aspects of it all. There's a few issues here. One of the major issues is that some neighborhoods, they don't have the capacity within them to be able to, to add many MetaVentures. There's some neighborhoods that don't have room for many apartments, or they certainly don't have rooms for showrooms and this, that, and the other thing, which severely limits what they can do. So that's one aspect that maybe that could be addressed in future with the long kind of teased merge property feature. It's one of those things you can't hold your breath on though. But the stickiest, greasiest kind of point is that Upland has full control over who gets approved for a MetaVenture. I know there are several people that have applied for MetaVentures in UDU nodes, and you don't get an answer as to why you've been rejected. You just get ghosted. So if you're lucky enough to get approved, you get an email say congratulations. But if you don't get approved, there's no explanation as to why. So there's no way that you can work towards, fixing up or improving what you could do to resubmit. Without that, a lot of people have got a bad taste in their mouth, and they're kind of just thrown their hands up in the air and given up on the whole situation. To me, that's the kind of stickiest part of that particular point. I don't know. Finsky, you're in chat. Is there anything you wanted to add? No. As I said, feel free to chime in. It's not just about my biased opinions. So yeah, for me, that's a bit of a sticky one, but we'll see how that plays out in time. The next one's kind of tricky as well. Dedicated spark hours for outdoor decor items per property. We have an outdoor decor showroom in Midtown Terrace. We have an outdoor decor business. Technically, we could just produce outdoor decor out the wazoo and just load up every property that I have in Midtown Terrace with outdoor decor like a maniac. How are they going to adjust that number? Like if there is several showrooms all storing several hundred outdoor decor items, is that going to be included in the rate? No idea at this stage. So I don't know. That's a tricky one as well. And the last one, total monthly community pool UPEX contribution per property. Now, at first, nobody had a clue what this meant. It turns out that what that means is, all of your fees basically. So think of your send fees. Think of if you sell properties, there's buy and sale fees. If you have a MetaVenture, it will include MetaVenture dues, and potentially in future if you've got events, racing, and this, that, and the other thing. So it's all the money that goes to the community pool. Bit of a tricky one, this one too, is most node projects that I'm aware of, at least, they want stability in their markets. So one of the major ones that's taken straight out the cards is buying and selling. A lot of node projects have either purposely raised the floor or just by the nature of that they're popular or whatnot. So the floor has been raised. So there's not going to be a lot of sales action there. I don't know how that's going to play out. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. I got a lot of nodding, a lot of head shaking on the screens. Anybody else have any 2 cents? Anybody have an opposite view? Anybody super pumped? Are you one of the people frothing at the mouth?
I got turned down for a Block Explorer meta venture. So like you said, that did leave a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth, but I am going to apply for a Decor meta venture when I have the opportunity to do that. I am still curious if we're going to be able to sell Decor from the large showroom.
Yes.
I know we are.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm building too. Thank you so much.
It's as far as I'm aware, it goes that way, but it doesn't go the other way. So you can build Decor in a small, medium, and large, but the cars, I believe,
Medium
definitely
and
the
large.
large. I'm not sure about the medium.
Medium and large.
Medium and large.
Well, you guys might just see little Marty D's in yards coming up soon. That's all I'm saying.
I will buy one.
Absolutely. Now you said you got rejected. Did you get an email to say why or anything?
No, I did not. And you know what? I commissioned the artwork, the font, and I figured they were going to roll it out the way that it was worded, and I was moving ahead. You know, I've run a couple of businesses IRL, and this is why I originally got involved in Upland, was to roll this out. Everyone knows I love shrubs, so so
Yeah. So
although shrubs will be involved with STEM, like everybody said, so I might be whatever, just decor.
nice. Well, we've kind of found a sneaky way around that with some of our outdoor decor that I just submitted last night. So keep your peepers out for that one. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Hopefully we get a bit more transparency from Upland about exactly why or why not certain meta ventures are approved or not approved. That'd go a long way to help addressing some of these issues. And just catching up on chat, Finsky said they, meaning Upland, can control who gets the opportunity to have a meta venture. So how is it possible to raise neighborhood ratings with meta ventures if people are turned down? Application processes should be automatic and equal for everyone, not in the hands of the team. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, we know of some people that have several meta ventures approved already. So,
yeah, man, I was going to jump in and say something.
Hey, Doc, go for it.
Hey, so I'm driving, so please forgive me if it's a delay. But I was going to say, I don't think that they honestly have a way of approving or disapproving people's meta ventures requests, because I'm still trying to figure out for the life of me, how is it that some people get multiple meta ventures approved where you got people who don't have any?
Yeah.
And so that's why I say I don't think that they have any structure on how they approve or disapprove.
Well, that's kind of even more terrifying, I think, if it's just throwing darts at the dartboard. Yeah. We'll have to wait.
Oh, no, I definitely agree.
We'll have to wait and see. And like I said, there is a lot of information out there. There's a lot of opinions being thrown around, and it's good to get. And I know personally, like I put my opinion out there and got a lot of good feedback in both the UCN channel and the Reddit post and DMs and whatnot. So it's always good to get the other side of things as well. I don't really have any hard and fast opinion on it, other than I just think the whole general neighborhood versus neighborhood vibe, it just goes completely against what the whole node thing was built on. So, that's a bit of a sticky one for me personally, as the egotistical self-proclaimed node father.
Sorry, and if I can jump on that piggyback,
Absolutely.
I'm just thinking of how many nodes have sprung up in the past few months, let alone how many will spring up by the time they actually institute the the collections. And I'm just curious, is there one like UR collection for these? And at which point, if you have 100 nodes near you, that's a small amount.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, Midtown Terrace is the leader as far as percentage developed. Radish had put a good video out about that, but that's only one of many stats. So while we might rate very high on that stat, there's other stats that we might rate very low on. So there's no guarantees here. So we just got to wait and see how it all plays out. It might be something completely out of left field that grabs the first collection. We just don't know. I mean, part of that's half the fun of it all. Like I said, it's just the whole. We could still have that. We could have all of that aspect, but without this neighborhood versus neighborhood, drama-inducing kind of cocktail that they're mixing up.
Well, I mean, what I was thinking here for a second though too, if they do start to form, something where it's nodes versus nodes, you can think of an implication later on towards it being, games and races. Node shows up versus nodes. I'm just thinking that this might be laying the tracks down for that more than actually, like Cheese was saying earlier with the, with the collections, if they're steering away from, the rent being our main source of income at this point, I believe that's, then, what is the incentive? We're not allowed to trade anymore with the, the props. But so my main thing is I think they're going to start to focus as these other layer 2 jobs are rolling in here. I think, it's going to be bowling, whatever, Century City versus, Woodhood for bowling, and you have to think they have to go that way. Either it's the same thing they did with the avatars. They're going to have, this is going to be the natural progression of what it is. Sorry.
No, I think that whole node versus node thing, that's a perfect setup for layer 2. I just think it goes against everything that's set up for the foundations of layer 1. So
I was
Yeah.
also disappointed to hear that it is going to move as well through the process. Like you were saying, I was just hoping to, set up my home and then collect a little extra for it, have a nice little gold name on it or something, and, move along. But I guess it's going to jump around and we're going to actually have to be part of it. But again, I can't complain at them making people actually be part of this platform. So.
Absolutely. All right. The code word or the code phrase for this week is rivalry and retribution. Without cheating, can anybody name the band and song that's from? 5,000 UPEX on the spot quiz. Go. Rivalry and retribution. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Slayer. Yes, Joe's got Slayer. Do you know the album, Joe? I'll give it to you, Joe. No, geez. Okay, so that was Rivalry and Retribution. That's from the song Expendable Youth from the 1990 album Seasons in the Abyss by Slayer. So Rivalry and Retribution is the code phrase. Now, I will endeavor to remember it this week. I'm just writing down I owe Joe 5K. All right, moving on. We've got to blitz through this last one. How to Upland. Now, this kind of segues in or from all of the stuff we just talked about. How to Upland for this week is, are you going to make me do it again, Cheese? Changes. There we go. Happy? I can't see. You're going to grinning. Yeah. So changes. Everything in Upland changes. We are still in beta as a game, as a platform, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it a NFT platform, if you want to call it a game, if you want to call it an investment platform, whatever your particular brand is that you're all on board with, we are in beta. There are a lot of changes. We have famously seen people within the community come in, do a whole bunch of stuff, and then just not cope with the changes at all. Massive drama, massive rage quits. There's a good example of that now. If you do some clicking around on the YouTubes, you just shake your head at some of these things. There's 2 major points I think you need to be successful. Well, maybe 3 in Upland is, patience is one of the biggest ones. Like I said, our outdoor decor shop is opening next month, and I was accepted into the outdoor decor program 20 months ago. So you need plenty of patience. There are a lot of changes, like we just said with neighborhood ratings. We got a little tidbit of information about that when that information was first dropped. All of that information is changing, and it's probably still likely to change. I mean, Upland has asked for feedback on that. So, make sure you get your feedback out there. The game is changing a lot. The community changes a lot. Like the community has changed a lot from 6 months ago, let alone 2.5 years ago. So yeah, you got to be able to, sometimes you just got to be able to take a deep breath, maybe do what Jazz is doing. Go for what was it, Jazz? A brisk walk. Clear your head.
Clear your lungs for a brisk walk.
Clear your lungs and your head with a brisk walk. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of the stuff in the Upland roadmap has changed or has been gathering dust from way back when. Like think of things like, what was it, arcades and cafes and all sorts of stuff. So we know that that's probably all pushed towards layer 2 or in-game communication now. Sometimes things change for the better, sometimes for the worst. It all depends on your perspective, I guess, and what you've got set up. So yeah, the best way I think you can cope with changes is to engage in debate within the community and the team wherever possible. I don't know. Can anybody point to a particular change that went really well or really bad? Has anybody had a raging moment or a Yahoo moment?
They made a change in treasure hunting. I'm not sure it's a good change or a bad change yet.
That's a very good example. Yeah, a lot of the people that have invested significantly in treasure hunt maps and this, that, and the other thing, not real happy about the change. And then there's a lot of people that keep seeing the same few people at the top of the lists, always winning. They're very happy about it. So yeah, like I said, it all depends on your perspective. What's NFT Architect said, he barely hunts now. Awesome has said getting a lot more sense to his props from the new treasure hunt style. And Kachao said the recent change to take down hunting bots was good. Yeah, I mean, there have been many changes. There will likely be many more ahead. So yeah, deep breaths. What do? You rub your ears and you say "oosa" or something like that, isn't it? So. All right, moving on. Let's give away some UPEX, shall we? Now, the competition and prize details for last week's challenge was to let us know in the contest channel of the MVE server what your favorite spot is in New York City and why. There's a whole bunch of good entries there. And if I can click the right button, we're going to give away 10K for that. Is this the right one? UPEX Podcast Prize Weekly Challenge. Yes. So we had Wolf Warner, Zoe, NFT Architect, Shaq, Umbrella Boy, Catmaster J, Jazzy Jazz, and Joelives. Let's see if Joe's luck can continue. Oh, I think he's got it again. Holy moly, Joe.
Woohoo!
You're going to bankrupt me, brother. All right. So that's 10K on the way for Joe for a few seconds of his time. So thank you for that, Joe. Now we did have through the week, we did have a bonus challenge put up in the Samurai Aquatics server. I'll bring that up rather than try to explain it because it was a bit of a tricky one. Again, if I can click the right button. I don't know if you can see that. So this challenge was we posted kind of a weird angle image of one of the items that we've just submitted. So yeah, new ornament set is just about to be submitted, which I submitted last night. What could it possibly be? Wrong answers only. Now, this was the tricky part. I kind of stooged myself here. I said all answers will go on a wheel to win 10,000 UPEX in the next UDU podcast. What I should have said is one entry per person, but I didn't. I did say all answers, so I had to kind of roll with that. And let's give away some UPEX for that too, 10K. So let me bring that one up. Not that one. So Joe might pick up another. He might pick up another 10K here, assuming it will load. No, that's the wrong one. Let me open this up. Sometimes I hate my setup. Now, what were some of your suggestions, Cheese? What did that green spiral look like? Didn't you say it looked like somebody's nipple?
The Green Giant's wife's nipple.
Yeah, there was some clangers in there. I think the last one made me laugh my ass off, which was what was Joe's suggestion? It looked like Grinch's butthole. That was a classic. So yes, I did say all entries. So as you can see, there's people here with several entries, Gamelands and Zoe in particular. So I'll endeavor to fix that up next time. Let's see who's going to grab it. Oh, it's just ticked over. So that's Gamelands. Congratulations, Gamelands. You've won yourself 10,000 UPEX. And he had a bunch of suggestions in there too. All right, now we did have Jazzy Jazz back in town. So I don't know why I just pressed stop share screen. I'm falling apart here at the end of the show. Who will play? Now, bear with me while I go and check my DMs and copy and paste those over. Now, we did have a few people who bounced out. And we did have a few people who jumped in. I don't know. Are we going to be soft cheese and let the newbies? There's a few people like
I say just copy the participant.
Just
Everyone
copy it in
that's
there.
here right now. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I can't. There's no way to copy and paste the participants that are here now, which is annoying. Where is Uplando bounced? I can take him out. Dak bounced. Is there anybody who's in chat who's not on this wheel who wants to be put on the wheel? Speak now.
Oh, your Kachow's not in there.
I'm driving, so I can't see if Kinder's on there or not.
Kinder, I'll patch her in.
I'm not on there. Hoinfish.
Koi. Nose, if I can see. And Dog. All right, anybody else?
My name's on there. Is my name on there?
BC for fun. It is now.
Thank you.
Oh no, I see his name up there. It's right before Finsky's.
Oh, it is too.
Oh, I can't see quite good. Okay, sorry about that.
No
That's
double
all right.
dipping.
Thank you.
Costanza.
All right, last chance. I'm going to check chat.
That was a great Seinfeld episode.
Kachow's on. iPhone is Kinder. Is that correct? Thank you, Kachow. iPhone might be Kinder. All right, we'll leave it at that, and let's see who's going to play go for the 1 bazillion UPX. You have got to be shitting me. Joe, what is going on, mate? Have you signed a deal with the devil or something? What is happening here? Slayer. All right, Cheese, can you bring up the wheels and let's see if Joe can continue his luck. My goodness. Jojo knows how to play.
Tell me when, Joe.
Go for it.
All right, 5 chances on the wheel for 25K on wheel number 1. Oh, he's done pretty good though. 5K. That could put you at 25K for the day, Joe. Do you want to bank that UPX or spin again?
It's on
What do
1K.
you think, Cheese?
Oh, it's 1,000. It ticked
It's
over.
on
Sorry,
1K.
it was a
He's
lag.
trying
Well-
to psych you out so you don't
well-
get that million.
Well,
and
and-
you just keep going.
Go
And
for it.
I'm
Live on
letting
the edge.
Cheese decide for me, and I'm letting Cheese decide when to click it.
This is not
And
real
Finsky,
financial advice. I
absolutely.
get interrupted so much on this show. Go ahead. Finsky
Sorry.
said what?
The Finsky just in chat has reminded me that I didn't ask for the code phrase, which means the prizes are double. So I
All
could
right.
potentially be giving away 2 million UPX here today.
Pinsky, I think I love you.
Now I'm shitting my proverbial pants.
Say
Sorry,
one,
Cheese.
Joe.
I'm letting you do it, Cheese. You're my lucky charm.
All right, hold on. Let's see.
All right, 3 chances for what is essentially 100K. Has it ticked over?
Well, I did double your 1,000, but I think you should keep going, not financial advice.
Okay, let's do it.
That was 2,500, doubled up to 5,000, and we're rolling again. This could be the big one.
I'm gonna do it when it's on cheese. Ah,
All right.
Here we go. 1 chance at 1 million, but because I screwed up again, it doubles to 2 million.
you get to have a sandwich
You
with
get
Ben
2.
for
Yeah,
30. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you get 2 shitty Ben 68
Wow.
NFTs.
That's
All
6
right.
times today. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you,
Awesome
guys.
job.
Ripped. NFT architect ripped. D-Tech thinks that's worth $1 million by itself. Yeah, that's highly debatable. Why do I keep forgetting that code word or phrase? That is going to sting me big time one of these days. All right, a reminder that to go in the running for the 1 million UPX wheels, just like Joe did, you should be in the Zoom at the start of the show for the snapshot or not. You need to be paying attention in the middle of the show to catch a code word or phrase or not. But most of all, you need to be here at the end when the wheels start rolling. If you have an Upland, NFT or Metaverse product, service or event to promote, opportunities are available for sponsorship and engagement in the UDU podcast. Contact myself or Mochis to discuss and secure your spots. All proceeds go towards giveaways and prizes on the podcast. And like and subscribe, rate and review, spruik and spam, all of that stuff that you're supposed to say at the end of things. Thank you, Cheese. Get us out of here, please.
Bye, everyone.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.